This presentation involves using case study research to help English language learners. It was created with help from Dr. Leticia Ortega and graduate students Kristen Richardson and Emily Taylor, who were students in my graduate class. And I'm Laurie Andes. So we decided to use the case study research method to find out about our English language learners. And the case study research method uses thick description, being a qualitative sort of research. Thick description, identifying one case based on uniqueness, typical attributes, or their political importance. English language learners fit all of these characteristics. So after collecting notes and compiling data in groups, one develops themes. And we decided to use this approach as we began to study individual students. Each of our graduate students took one student to look to identify and to study. And of course, there was some time to expire between collecting the notes and the interpretation. So, in the case study process, we started to gather information. And this took the form of identifying the student based on their uniqueness or their needs, identifying the researcher's own experiences and beliefs, planning for a meeting and interviewing the parent of the student, considering the setting, that would be the school setting and the community setting, looking at faculty demographics, looking at the library hold. Some other things that we looked at were the classroom teacher's experience, the support of other students in the classroom. Were they an individual English language learner or were they with others of their same culture and language? The community resources. Did they have organizations that would support students of that particular language or culture? Churches, key individuals sometimes sponsor families, of course, that are immigrating. And then we also looked at their IEP information, that's individual education plan, and school records, uh, the age of the student, and the time when they came to the U.S. and how long they had been in the U.S. How much schooling did they have in their country of origin? And finally, what were their reading interests? And we did some reading assessments like running records and observations. We had the interview data with the student and with parents. We interviewed both the student and the parents. And all of this information created a rich uh, profile of our students. In addition, as we were working with the parents and conducting an interview with them, the graduate students who were doing this research found out about the parent experiences with education and what were the parents' aspirations for their students, for their children. So we gathered all these pieces together to create a complete picture of the English language learner and found out that we knew a lot more about the student at this point. In fact, the interview with the parent often was conducted in the home of the English language learner, which enabled our graduate students, some of them, most of them teachers themselves, to really learn a lot about uh, how their students were being supported at home. And this new information gave us some idea into how to proceed with the student. So parents often made recommendations, and then the teachers or the graduate students made recommendations for the parents, and also found ways to involve them throughout the school year. So what we learned from the case study informed how we were going to work with these students during the rest of the year. One of the most influential readings that we did during our study was this article on the funds of knowledge by Amanti, Neff, and Gonzalez. And in this article, the main point is that students actually have a broad range of knowledge and experiences that they bring to the classroom based on their family activities. Many times these students have quite mature roles within the family setting. They know about the work that their parents do. They know about the tools that their parents use in work. And these can be the topic of writing projects, reading research, and oral reports, research reports, and all kinds of reading and writing activities that the students can do. So we tried to move away from the deficit model and thinking about what ELLs do not have and to a more positive model thinking about what ELLs do have to offer. And the parental involvement that they have can be included. Um, we can focus on what the parents can learn from the schools, but what can the schools learn about their children from the parents? So we looked at everyday activities that involve reading and writing, and we were trying to find out what kinds of reading and writing do the children see their parents doing, and how are the children involved. And many times, as we know, these children are involved in translating or uh, maneuvering through the social uh, settings with their parents in a very mature way. So the children can also conduct interviews or surveys to ask parents about their opinions and experiences, and these can be the subject of reports or uh, writing projects. Parents who do not read and write in English can still contribute by sharing oral language, songs, riddles, rhymes, storytelling. Wordless picture books are great opportunities for doing this. These can be done at home. Parents can be invited into the school to share with small groups of students in their native language, in their primary language.